All right, looks like it worked. What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be doing a live review. This is the Guava Zi. I'm actually going to go through the Certified Ganjier Standard Assessment Protocol. I'm going to do it step by step with you guys so you have the exact understanding that I have of this flower. You saw me just break the seal. I have not seen it before. I have not smoked it before, but the grower, his name is Eugene is Loud. He's my boy. He's one of the few growers in the state that I actually trust, and his flower is always phenomenal. Let's see if we can't get a good. Oh no! Look at the flower. Great structure, covered in trichomes. It's not densely packed like some PGR weed. It's just nice, beautiful bud structure. Come on, try to refocus there. Is it gonna? There we go. Covered in trichomes. So before I go too much further, let's actually get the Certified Ganjier Standard Assessment Protocol out. Ganjier. All right, so this is what it's going to look like. We're going to go begin a new report. This is flower. Sample name. This is the Guava Zi. Assessor name. I am Charlie Hempseed. I am in South Dakota. I am a certified Ganjier. So as you guys can see, it takes you through every little step, tells you what you want to fill in. It does have a spot for a lot or a batch number. I do have a batch number here. It's a crazy long name. I'll put it in though. 22 ESTC 5493. This is from Dakota Natural Growers. This is first smoke of the day. It's 7 in the morning. I went out last night to see the Buffalo Chip Poster Contest search. So this is my first rip of the day here. I haven't smoked anything. The farm is in Vermilion, South Dakota. Harvest date was 7/24. Package date 3. Lab tests were not provided for me, but they were provided not with the sample. It was certified by a certificated body, and we'll just do Flandreau. I'm not exactly sure what lab tested it, but it was tested. Don't know if he was running organic or synthetic on this, just because I know he does run organic himself, but this is a commercial grow, so I'm going to do synthetic just because. Tom, if I marked you wrong on the synthetic, I'm sorry, brother. Light source is artificial. So this is all in the standard assessment protocol. You're going to go through and you're going to fill out all these little steps. chemotype is type 1, it's THC dominant. All right, so now our sample data has been filled out. We're going into that next section. Rate the aroma. So the first thing is it clean or is it off? Do you recognize any warning signs from the aroma of the sample? I don't see any warning signs. Nothing jumping out at me as it's not smelling off or anything. So we will say that is clean. Next one is the intensity. How intense is it? And I can smell this. I smelled it right when I opened the jar. I love Kevin Jodery. He said it really good in the campus of, a lot of times people don't want to hear any kind of criticism about the flower they've grown. So if you open up a jar and you don't smell it from here, if it's like a full elbow away, you can see it a full arm length away. If you can't smell it from here, it's probably not that intense. I smelled it right when I opened up the little package, but it's not like it was like boom. I just smelled it right away when I opened up the package. I'm not saying it's not weak, but it's not overpowering without it being grinded up. So I'm just going to give that like a 5. And if you have any questions, it'll give you a little breakdown right there. But I'm going to give it more than a 5. I'm going to give it a 6, which is a good, because I did smell it right when I opened up the package, but it wasn't like it was overpowering. And that's just the initial aroma. It's going to change a little bit different, when we so I got a 6.1 right there. Come on, baby. Well, intensity 6.1. Prevalent aromas. So this is where it really gets fun. Real quick, I'd like to talk about the Ganjier program. The Ganjier program is quickly being recognized as the first and only formal assessment protocol system in cannabis, a professional cannabis assessment system that is standardized across the board. So no matter what certified Ganjier you get, you know that they're going to have a competent understanding of the cannabis that you're smoking or reviewing, because you can do gummies, you can do dabs, you can do tinctures. It doesn't have to be smoked. So it's just a way for us as certified ganjiers to have a standard assessment of the flower to say this is really high quality flower, or this is low quality flower, or it's somewhere in the middle. This program has been recognized by Wine Weekly, the magazine, and it is quickly turning into something, hopefully, that we would like to see down the road, where it is professionally accepted across the industry, and certified ganjiers are actually sought after to do this kind of thing, whether it's for dispensaries or for events or even just to teach people. All right, so let's go back to that smell. I get really like a pine kind of smell, almost right when you crack a bottle of Pine Sol. There's almost like that pine kind of cleaner smell on that. So let's go back to the options. The prevalent aroma: fruit, floral, earth, fuel, or sweet. I'm going to give it the earth because, like I said, it's kind of like a piney, but it smells like a plant, like a pine tree with hits of citrus in there. The essence, yeah. And what is it? What does the sample smell like? That's where I'm really hitting like a pine to Pine Sol. The complexity of the layers. Rate the depths of the layers detectable within the sample. And again, it gives you this. Come on, baby. It gives you a breakdown. There we go. Of how complex it is. I'm still gonna go through that probably around that 6 range because it's got a great pop smell, but it's not super complex where I'm really only smelling the predominant, that one pine smell. It's not like I'm getting multiple layers of smell. Ganji, if you're watching this, it's kind of hard to select the numbers on these. You can double tap to select the bar, and then I'm just trying to slide over to 6. It seems like no matter what I do, it's sliding the number back up. There we go. 6 for the complexity. Camera doesn't want to. It's a 6. Storage integrity. It also is on a rating. It is based upon how it is stored. This flour is got a good smell on it. It's also not crumbling when I touch it. It's got a good consistency of moisture inside of it. So I would say that the storage was good to very good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this at a 6.5, 6.7 would be fine because it was great. It was obviously handled very well through the entire process. It's covered with trichomes. It's got a great moisture content inside of the buds. It's not too dry. It's not too wet. It's been handled very well. Uniqueness. How common is the sample? Is it common? The sample has an aroma that is commonly encountered. Is it uncommon? The sample exhibits a notably uncommon aroma. Or is it rare? The sample exhibits an extraordinarily rare aroma. I'm just going to put common on that. It's not out of this world. It's not something that's completely brand new. It's just a good solid pine smell on that. And then it also has a section for notes in case you want to add anything in that. Let's say you did have something that was extremely rare. You might say it smells like melons, it smells like fruit, it smells like apples, and whatever. So on this next section is going to be appearance. So we're going to take a photo of the flower. All right. And then what we're going to do is take a macro photo. So we're going to get our certified Ganjier jeweler's loop out. All right. So we're always going to take a look at our samples. One thing I'm always, you're just checking, right, for general appearance. How does it look underneath of there? One thing you're always going to be looking for is some kind of contaminant. Contaminants can be anything from hair to plastic pieces to mold. You're just looking for anything that could be considered as a contaminant. I'm also looking at the bud structure, at the trichome development, at the heads of the trichome, most specifically, to see if there's lots of intact trichome heads. Let's see if we can't get a nice close-up of this stuff here. And what I'm going to do is kind of use my iPhone coupled with the camera. Uh-huh. There we go. Just trying to get a solid close-up shot here. Let's see. All right, let's see if I can get this for you guys on the camera. That's kind of what it looks like close up. So I can zoom in here. You see a lot of these trichomes are real stocky. You can see a couple heads right over here, but a lot of them it's just like a kind of like a hairy, stocky trichome. This is very typical for this type of flower. All right, so we're going to go back to the Ganjier. Oh, it wanted me to actually take the photo in the app. So now I'm going to have to try to re-get, which seemed to be much easier this time around. All right, so you can see I have the normal appearance, and then I have the up-close photo as well. I did examine with the jeweler's loupe at 10x. I did not see any contaminants. Trichome density is dense, but the intact trichomes, I'm going to say few. Because as you guys saw in that close-up photo, lots of trichome stalks, not covered with trichome heads. The structure on this, I would say, is loose. You can just kind of see it's not real tight. Trim was good. And again, Trim has a whole evaluation list of not recommended, mediocre, good, very good, outstanding, supreme. This is definitely very good to outstanding trim job. I'm going to put it at the top end of very good, which is 7.9. Why do I say that? Come on, baby. There we go, 7.9. Why do I say that? Let's look at it together. You see the end of the bud right there? How there's not a giant stick sticking out, taken care of. There's, as I roll it, you don't see a whole bunch of leaf material on there. And that's consistent with every bud that I pulled out of here. And even these buds being a very loose kind of structure, it's harder to trim loose structured buds. So very good trim job. Flower maturity, rate the ripeness. This one can be difficult for people who don't have a lot of experience growing cannabis or seeing cannabis. This is definitely mature. One thing that I'm looking at is if a lot of these trichomes or have turned orange or amber, and this looks like it's very nice. Most of the trichomes are all like a nice white color. I do see maybe a 20% kind of ambering on them. It's not necessarily the exact way to tell for ripeness. It's just the feel too. The feel of it. It was harvested at a proper time. The trichomes are covered on the all little square inches on the bud. So there wasn't much raw room for this flower to grow. So we're going to put it again at a 7.9 maturity, which puts us in the very good, just at the top of the very good category. Anybody who knows Eugene is Loud, and this is it's just a difference. You know, if you guys had seen his peanut butter cups, his BRX, I'm thinking of it. It was called the peanut butter cups, and it was just covered in trichomes, just absolutely covered. So next one is tactile. How does it feel? It's good. This is where I talked about the it's got moisture inside of it. It's not crumbling down. When I do touch the trichomes, I can feel it kind of like a smooth, like a almost like a greasy nature on my fingertip after I touch the trichomes. It's got a great tactile feel. I'm going to put that, I'm going to be consistent in my rating right around that 7.9. It's good, really good, very good sample. It's not absolutely blowing me away to putting it into an outstanding or in a supreme category. So I'll put it in a 7.9, consistent with my other ratings. How common are the physical traits here? I would say it's a little uncommon. A lot of the physical traits that you see in cannabis today, they're going to be super packed, dense flowers. So I would say, these loose kind of structured buds, I would say are a little bit more uncommon. I'm not going to put it as a rare, just uncommon. All right, so the next one is flavor. And for this, we are going to be doing a joint. This is how all of the protocols are done. One of the first things that we're going to do to assess flavor is do a dry hit on this. That really develops when you grind it up. It really shifts more into like a marker, like a permanent marker, like a eraser head, like a rubbery spice kind of smell. Let's see. If you guys liked any part of this, do me a favor, hit that like button for me. Let me know what you enjoyed or what you didn't enjoy about this. Definitely would be interested in doing these videos more and doing more like professional reviews on flower. I can make it more professional than this. Instead of doing it live, I can film it, break it down, and then put it up edited. I really appreciate the feedback. Let me know what you guys think. All right. Getting some Guava Zi in the paper here. It's going to be a beautiful little Sunday morning burn down. I'm excited. Huh. And they do talk about doing this in whatever way that you want to do it at the Ganjier. If you want to do it in a fresh pipe, you can do it in a fresh pipe. If you want to do it in a bong, you can do it in a bong. It's whatever you want to do. You just want to be consistent in how you're reviewing things. But as far as the dry hit goes, to really get that flavor transfer, a joint does do it best because it's always clean, always fresh paper. You're never reusing papers for a joint. So here we go. That pine definitely comes through. It tastes like I put pine needles right in my mouth, which is great. The dry hit, it's good. I'm not going to go very good on this because it's not. The smell is more intense than the dry hit is. But I am going to put it at the top of good. So not recommended, mediocre, good, very good, outstanding, supreme. I'm going to put it at the top of good, which is 6.9 for the dry hit. The body mouthful feel, we will actually evaluate after we get this going with fire. My aha, I have a lighter. Take a couple drags for this baby. And you guys can see, you really want to be comfortable. You want to be in a spot where you're calm, you're away from outside influence. You want to be really focused on what you're doing here. So on the body mouth feel, rating the fullness of the smoke, there's three options: light, moderate, and full bodied. Full bodied is something where as soon as you pull a dragon, it feels like you're taking in like a big cup of soup, or it'll feel like it's filling your mouth with this thick smoke. But this one here seems real light. Seems super easy to get it in my mouth, get it out of my lungs. It's real, just, it's got a light feel in my mouth. It doesn't feel heavy at all. All right. Next section is smoothness. You can see I've been taking nice big rips, no coffees. If you're interested in the Ganjier program, if you're a Ganjier student, or even if you're a certified Ganjier, if you're doing these things, don't feel pressured to do it very fast. You could always go through each one of these sections and then go back to one of the sections and edit it before you make it final. So it's also good to maybe write down some notes, have maybe a little consistent way that you do it every single time. If you do make notes into your standard assessment protocol, you can go back and review all of the SAPs that you've done, and you can kind of compare your own notes back to yourself. Oh yeah, that one was really rare because it tasted like melons, or it was extremely rare because the way that the foxtailing structure happened on the bud, something like that. All right. So smoothness. You've been seeing me puff on this baby, and it's great. It's going to lead directly into the next section as well. I mean, the smoothness I'm putting at 8. Which is at the bottom of outstanding. This is great weed. You've done it again, Tom. You've done it again, dude. Great weed. It's you can see I haven't coughed a single bit, man. Which leads into the very next section is burn. Rate the quality of the burn. What would you guys say? As you've watched me smoke this joint, look at how even that cherry is. It's not running. You saw how fast I rolled it. It's holding the cherry without running down the stem super fast. It's smooth. This is, yeah, we're going into 8. Outstanding. It's just an outstanding burn. I'm in now. I want to talk to you guys about my mindset on my rating here. And one thing that I took away from the Ganjier program is we're not gonna give that last section is supreme. You know, I'm putting at 8, which is outstanding, but it's at the bottom of outstanding, which means there's a good room in outstanding to improve, but there's also still the supreme. Supreme is going to be world class, top tier weed, the best that you could possibly get. This is the best weed that I can get in my state. And this is extremely good weed throughout the country and world. I have traveled the world, y'all, smoking weed. And when I tell you that Eugene is Loud has some of the best weed in the world, he's the man, dude. But I'm gonna always reserve that top tier of rating for something that just jumps out. You know, it has to jump out in those other sections too for it to probably get here and jump out. Sometimes you do have a cannabis strain that is, let's say, like a Durban poison. And I've had a Durban poison that really, really jumped out. Strong, strong lemon smell and profile on it, and with burn and taste. So you got to save those top tier positions for things that are in that. And you can't just smoke everything and give everything a top tier rating or a really high rating. This is where having a good assessment on this and doing lots of different types of flower will give you a greater understanding of where to put these ratings. This is the next section is the intensity. Intensity of the flavor. As I've gotten halfway through the joint, it's definitely more intense than it was at the beginning. So again, 0 to 4.9, not recommended. 5 to 5.9, mediocre. 6 to 6.9, good. 7 to 7.9, very good. 8 to 8.9, outstanding. 9 to 10 is supreme. I'm going to put this somewhere in that 7 range of very good. The flavor is very good. I'm still getting that strong pine taste. As I get further down into the joint, it's more like that pine sol chemically taste. The resin is building up in that flower heavy. You can even see it running down in that crease right there. But this is intensity, and it's on the strength of the flavor. It's not so strong that I would say it's outstanding in intensity. So I would say it's in the very good. Um, I'm like I'm finding myself licking my lips, the tip of my lips, as I'm getting further down into the joint. It is very good. I don't even think I'm going to go all the way to a 7.9 on that though. I'm gonna probably keep that around a 7.5. It's in the middle of that very good. Maybe even a 7.4. 7 point, that sounds kind of decent to me. It's very good, but it's not. Sorry, just trying to pick my number here. Boom, 7.4. It's very good, but it's not outstanding or supreme, and it's not good or mediocre. It's very good. My next section is longevity. Right underneath of it, it says taste like. I've said pine sol a bunch of times here, and that is what really kind of jumps out to me is like a overwhelm. It's I live right next to pine trees, so it's almost like you go out and smell a bow of pine needles, and you smell that piney. Pining is exactly what it is. It's a damn terpene called pining, and the pine needles have it too. So that is definitely what really sticks out to me on this. I enjoy it for sure. I'm not going to do the longevity just at this moment because, again, like I said, take your time on this, evaluate how long the longevity is, rate how long the flavor lingers on my palate. So I'm just going to wait for a little while. The complexity is rate how many amount of layers in the flavor. And I wouldn't say this is extremely complex. I get it pretty one-sided on this. However, the smell when I grinded it up, I smelled a lot more of that like rubber, and I don't get that rubbery taste. I get more of that just pine taste, and it's good. And it did get more complex as I got more than halfway through this joint, but it is not like multiple flavors. It's more just like that one flavor that kind of got more pronounced as I smoked it. So in the complexity, um, I'm going to put it in the good category. Again, I said it's good. It's not. It didn't hit me with multiple flavors. I got really just that one flavor. So I'm going to put that maybe right in that 6.2, which is a good rating. 0 to 4.9 not recommended, 5 to 5.9 mediocre, 6 to 6.9 good, 7 to 7.9 very good, 8 to 8.9 outstanding, 9 to 10 supreme. I'm thinking about it right now though. It's good, and I wouldn't say it's close to mediocre. So I am going to move this rating right under the. So very good starts at 7. So I'm going to move this to a 6.9. Justifying that because it's not mediocre at all. It's on the very top end of that single flavor profile, but that single profile is really good. So come on, 6.9. So again, Ganjier, if you're watching, it's not always the easiest to select numbers. Don't know why. Boom. All right, there we go. Uniqueness. How common is the flavor sample of this? It's not like a completely uncommon or anything. I wouldn't say pining is like the dominant profile on every type of weed, but um, I'm not saying it's super uncommon to get over. So I'm just going to say it's common. It's definitely, as I'm getting down to that little nitty gritty, it's definitely getting a little bit more like chemically. Good joint, man. Good joint. I don't know if you guys can see it, my eyeballs. Good joint. I'm going to come back to the longevity, and we're going to go to the rating the experience. So on rating the experiences, method of consumption would be first. We did combustion. We did a 1 gram joint. For quantity consumed, 1 gram joint. Mental effect. How am I feeling? I'm feeling relaxed. I'm big chilling right now, dog. The 4 options are relaxed, balanced, stimulating, or negative. I am relaxed. I am big chilling. I'm hitting heavy behind my eyes. I love this stuff. Guava Zi, dude. I'm gonna go get some more of the Guava Zi. That's for sure. I really enjoy the mental effect. I'm calm in my mind. My thoughts are coming in pretty slow, which is rare for me. So mental effects. It is relaxing. Physical effect. I am also relaxed. It's bright and early in the morning. If you guys know me, I usually am running 1,000 miles an hour as soon as I wake up. It's 7:46 in the a.m. I've only had 2 cups of coffee, and I'm leaned back in this chair, and I don't really want to do nothing. So physical effects, relaxed. Onset, moderate. 3 options for onset: delayed, moderate, rapid. Definitely going to go with moderate because I was sitting here talking with you guys, and I remember about halfway through the joint, I could tell in my speech that I was like, "Oh, I'm getting a little high," but it wasn't like first 3 hits I was floored, and it also didn't take 20 minutes, so moderate. Identify the strength of experience. It is strong, man. I'm stoned. I am not always big chilling like this. So that's nice. I really enjoy it. And this is again the duration. I'm not going to do the duration just at this moment because this could last. Typically, when I smoke, I'll be feeling the effects for an hour to 2 hours. It just depends on how much I smoke and what variety I smoke. Right now, the time on the thing says 44 minutes. So it's definitely been, it's not brief for sure. And it feels like it's going to be in the sustained category. And then it will have a after effect. So relaxed, balanced, or stimulating. And then duration of after effect. Was it brief, moderate, or sustained? So something like, you might smoke and then you get sleepy. It might not be for an hour. You might get sleepy for 15, 20 minutes and then break out of it. So that's kind of like your duration of your after effect. Uniqueness. How common is the experience and the enjoyment of the experience? Since this has been going for some time now, I'm going to let you guys go. Check my YouTube shorts, and I will update you on what this flower got. And I will also put it in the description of the live, what I rated this flower at the end. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you guys like that, give me some feedback on if I should keep doing these or not. I'll see you later.